Let me get myself settled here. Damn, I really gotta shave. Got me looking crazy out here.
Off yet, we could burn an incense.
What, is nobody up yet? Everybody's fucking night owl that watches my channel. Alright, I can't find this shit. Maybe I'll have to go search for a different one. Oh shit, David, did I write Friday? Saturday. Did I write Friday? Of course I did. Ah, David's man caught me. Good looks, David. I don't know what fucking day it is. I didn't sleep last night. It's still Friday to me because I haven't slept yet. I figured, fuck it, I'll just sleep tonight. Stay up until to the end. What up, Co-Train? What's going on, brother? All right, let me see what I got here for the show today. What the fuck did I do? I accidentally started something I didn't mean to start. All right, hold up. All right, David James. No, I appreciate you, bro. I did have Friday up there. I didn't go to bed yet. It is Saturday for sure. I knew that too. All right, here we go. We'll start out with a barefoot Somali working in Wendy's.
Somali working at Wendy's is not wearing shoes.
A Somali immigrant employee at a Wendy's burger restaurant.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna get on the Somalis again today.
Was fired after a customer complained that she was working barefoot. The incident happened earlier this week at a Wendy's location in the
Fire
Midwest.
the manager.
A customer said he walked up to the counter to place an order and immediately noticed the female server had no shoes and no socks on.
Disgusting.
According
At
to
Wendy's?
him, she was moving between the kitchen area and the register while completely barefoot.
Imagine the insurance risk that is if this bitch drops fryer oil on her feet or something.
He said it made him lose his appetite, so he recorded a short clip and sent a complaint to Wendy's customer service.
Foul. A Somali working.
Real foul. That is so nasty, bro. That's why I don't eat fast food, bro. Too many of these. It's mad H-1B visa workers at fast food places, believe it or not, man. They're actually bringing them in from other countries to fill these job positions instead of our teenagers. It's fucked up. Oh, here's another pair.
They're repeat offenders, not first time.
Repeat?
Yeah, they didn't get caught last time because they got spooked. They just dropped it and ran out.
Gotcha.
We just came out to purchase a Pepsi.
We gonna bill few things, and we came out to take Pepsi. Gonna bill whole the cart.
Wait, do you have the footage?
Yeah,
Let's just watch it together.
Yeah.
So they came in and paid for 2 Pepsis basically and stole 27 or 29 other things.
They bought the outside bags in, is what you're saying, and they put stuff in the bags?
Yeah,
We are ready to pay the whole amount.
That's not how it works.
they paid for 2 items.
And not pay 2 items and then walked out with the rest of them? Okay.
You only paid for some things in your cart and some things were unpaid.
Yeah.
And then you walked out.
Not walked out.
We're gonna pay everything.
Oh, they thought they were going to fuck with a ShopRite or a Walmart or somewhere. They're done.
And you were going to come back in to pay.
Yeah.
Okay, but why did you pay for a couple things and then leave?
Because we forgot the items.
You forgot the entire items that you also got?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so that's not believable.
What are you smoking on this morning, David James? I'm smoking, what did I roll up? Mint chocolate chip cookie. Mint chocolate chip is what I rolled up. But I put Animal Tsunami in the back half of the spliff because I didn't know if I was going to like the mint chocolate chip, which I really am not that big of a fan, to be honest. I got to get something I really like the taste of. I got 40 strains and nothing that screams at me yet. But what's up, Foolish Flock? Probably anyone else in the world would love every one of the strains I got, but I'm just a weirdo. I have to have some super strong berry taste and shit most of the time.
We're gonna pay.
No, that's not how it works. You can offer as much money as you want, but you still have to get arrested for the crime you committed.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got that fire breath, David James. The Mendo breath and fire OG cross. That's right. Yeah, that sounds good, too.
We never visit again. Can you please leave us?
That's fucked up. They had the money to pay. They're talking about if we never visit again, could you please leave us? Foreign students from Pakistan, of course, and they're just stealing everywhere they go.
No, that's not how it works. Unfortunately, we have to arrest you, okay?
They're repeat offenders, not first time.
I thought Mac co-train is Miracle Alien Cookies. Or is Mint Alien Cookies Mac 1 or something? Is it different? I've had Mac 1, but I thought it was Miracle Alien Cookies.
Yeah, they didn't get caught last time because they got spooked. They just dropped it and ran out.
Gotcha.
We just came out to purchase a Pepsi.
We gonna bill few.
Yeah, always a dumbass defense because that's the first time that ever even been questioned just because they're foreigners, bro. People don't want to get accused of being racist or some weird shit. This one's fucking disgusting, too.
I'm literally so hurt, I can't describe it in words, Lord.
Literally kicked the little boy in the fucking chest because he's white. Now they're all attacking the grandfather. It's disgusting.
And then they make the zoo sounds. I wonder what they...
Oh, that's fucking disgusting. Kicked them like this is Sparta or some shit. I don't give a fuck if there's a trampoline behind the kid or not. I got you, Foolish Flock. Anytime you're in my area, I got you on a little bag if you ever down and out and need one. If you weren't so far away.
The kid did deserve this.
That's what they'll comment online.
You need some context.
Yeah, she takes like a Leonidas kick of this kid. The 300,
Yeah, that's exactly like I was saying. Like this is Sparta type shit.
300 black teenagers, not 300 Spartans.
And then the old man, like, he can't do anything. These are like teenage girls.
Yeah.
It's such a tough place to be. And it's like, what do you do to solve that? You don't go to certain trampoline parks.
That's fucked up, man. The ghetto's invading everywhere, though. That's the problem. It doesn't matter what trampoline park you go to nowadays. The ghetto is showing up everywhere. Everywhere's got a sale. The ghetto got the government money. They're showing up everywhere. All right. Oh, this is another ridiculous one.
I'll allow it.
Because after he was stabbed, he said the N-word. That makes this dude get off scot-free for stabbing the white guy.
Abracadabra. And then I stab ya. Magic words over here in Portland. A place that is full of suicidal, fat, lefty, ugly chicks with a lot of metal through their face. And
He's not wrong about that. I don't know if anybody heard of this whole septum ring theory thing about women with septum rings, but it rings so true.
And empty brains in their heads, boys. Here you've got a situation where a black dude stabbed a guy. And the jury is like, well, he said the N-word. He said the N-word, guys. The magical N-word. Okay. Let's play this game. Let's say that makes sense. That's not even what happened here. The magic word was invoked in the aftermath of the alteration. Alteration? What was this magic?
Altercation, I think you meant to say.
Hey, doing some more moral end.
So basically the moral of the story, the fucking guy stabbed him, got arrested for it in Portland, Oregon, and went to court for it, and they found him not guilty with a jury. Not fucking guilty because the guy said the N-word after he was stabbed. It's getting real ridiculous out here, people. I'll put the link in the chat for anybody that wants to jump up today. Let's see what we got. What else do I got here? Got a couple of little bullshit things to go through for a morning stream. What else? Damn, did I do it again?
Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Did do it.
Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Yeah, his workplace begging in the street, David James. He made his street begging toxic police.
Doing good, how are you?
So remind me, you want to do a film, right? I mean, brother, if you believe in yourself, I believe Beitar is going to change the world. I believe Beitar is going to save a lot of Jewish lives. And if you give us good propaganda, it helps.
Flat out. If you give us good propaganda, it helps. We're going to change the world. We're going to save Jewish lives. No, it's not about saving lives.
We don't pretend something different. You know, in other words, we are very proud of the work that we are doing. And I want that to be said again and again and again. And we say that as Americans. And I say that as an Israeli as well.
Can we say dual loyalties?
In other words, you know, of course we want these bastards deported.
All right, hang on. I don't know who this is, but let him up.
Hey.
MC Nemesis.
What's going on, ladies
What's
and
going
gentlemen? My
on?
name is the MC Nemesis. What is the topic on today's discussion?
Not much, bro. How's it going, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. What is this? Talk about Jews or something?
No. This is not what we do on this channel. Is just talk about Jews. This is just a new documentary that just came out. Just going over parts of it.
How do you feel about?
Why is
do you
that?
believe that the Jews hold a centralized economic power hold?
Do I think they control the world or the like finance? You mean?
Yeah,
or what do you
they obviously don't control the world military wise, but financially, I think, yeah.
I wouldn't say they necessarily control finance, but I would say there's a disproportionate number of them in lots of financial entities per se. Lots of financial companies. They have a lot of ownership, a lot of executive or high level say so. I would say a lot more than their percentage you would assume for population wise. I mean, rather.
And the thing about being Jewish is that you're kind of like born into it. Like people accuse me of talking like a Jew all the time, and I said, well, it doesn't matter. I'm not Jewish.
Sure.
Like when I talk about finances and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's definitely. I guess with them, it's a matriarchal lineage thing. They consider it, from what I've heard
I
from
try to
other
tell
Jewish.
people it's not the Jews, it's the Freemasons.
The Freemasons, yeah.
And they don't
Yeah,
listen.
I think there's plenty different groups that want plenty for nefarious things that
Yeah, but
they're willing to get
who
into
owns
for
the
their own gain.
deeds?
What's that?
Who owns the land deeds and who built the buildings?
What do you mean back in the founding of our country, or?
No, I'm talking about who actually owns the deeds. The politicians don't own the deeds to the land.
Sure, plenty of diverse groups. BlackRock owns most of it. I'm pretty sure they're the biggest real estate
It's not
developer
the
owner.
Jewish people.
You said it's not the Mooish people, like in particular.
It's the Freemasons that own the land.
Do the
They
Freemasons
literally have a deed to the White
more?
House and the land that the White House sits on. And they allow.
That's not a federal land like owned by the government. That's actually owned by somebody. You're saying they rent it? What do you getting at?
Whenever you say owned by the government, who are you referring to?
The federal government, the Corporation, United States of America. I don't know, the country of America, I would assume.
No, the land, the actual land.
Yeah, the land that the building sits on. Yeah.
See, in the White House, like Joe Biden,
I don't think the White House, anybody's paying taxes for the White House for it to exist. You know what I mean?
Joe Biden was in it for 4 years.
Sure.
Okay, so Joe don't own it. Donald Trump was in it for 4 years and now is back, so he don't own it.
Yeah, sure.
Who owns it?
Supposed to belong to the people, supposedly, but
no. Oh yeah, like I can just go to the White House and start.
So who's on the deed of the White House then? This is what I'm getting at. I mean,
that's what we're getting
wise.
at. The deed on the White House, who's on it?
That's what I'm asking you. You seem to know. That's why I'm asking.
I don't know specifically the name of the person or the family, but you're aware of these royal families that own everything.
I mean, I know they own a lot of things. I know Freemasons are extensive. There's a lot of different Freemason groups, even if they're not just one group entirely. There's subsections of Freemasonry. There's other countries that have Freemasons. So
There's only 6 million Freemasons in the entire world. 1.5 million live in America.
That's believable. I wouldn't doubt that.
Yes. So it's not really the Jews. The Jews just, the federal banks, the buildings, like they're allowed to operate here. The Jews may own the buildings, but they don't own the land.
Yeah, nobody here is saying that the Jews control any of it, or
some of it.
I don't
The
even think like
Freemasons have appointed the Jews to run the financial.
I mean, I think the whole financial thing has been kind of like a generational thing. More so, they were the money lenders hundreds, thousands of years ago, even, and they did finances in countries where other folks didn't. It was usually Jewish people, even going back into historical times. So,
Hell yeah, brother. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Do you have X?
yeah, I do have X, man.
You follow me on X, but yeah, dude. It's a lot to dive into. You should DM me.
Sure, bro. All right, man. All right, let's get back into the Gray Zone little film that they did here. Oh, MRH, Mob Rat Hunter. What's up, brother? How you doing, my man? James Jameson, what's up, bro? Yeah, I wasn't understanding at first where he was going with it, but he tried to jump on another time, and I thought he was like a troll or something, so I didn't have him up. But I'm glad. I always try to give anybody a voice and see what they're trying to say or whatever. So yeah, I'll check that dude out on X, see what he's up to.
Yeah, it's great.
This is good. Good fight, guys. Good job. Wow, camera. Yo, maybe you should sing the bait sitting here. I don't know.
I feel like this is how it starts.
Well, I've done this shit before.
A little BTS, a little video action. How do we not know we're not being filmed by the ops right now?
By the ops? They could be
They're
following.
zooming in through the, you know?
They could be.
That's the shot. They zoom in through like the trees on us right now.
The ops are on the opposite end of the camera right now, asking the questions. Actually.
What's up? I'm Yoni Kletzel. I'm Israeli American comedian, content creator, social media director of Beitar Worldwide, right-wing Jew, amazing person, charitable, smart, good-looking, funny.
Man, this dude really thinks a lot of himself, huh?
Also, just like very, very generous, very, very generous. Love the Jewish people. I love.
All right, yeah. Let's specify who you're generous to there.
The Jewish people.
How much?
Too much, honestly, too much. More than they deserve. First of all, Beitar is a 100-year-old organization, which is
100-year-old organization. Wow. This goes back further than the Hall of Costs.
Really cool, right? 100 years of a legacy. One of the greatest Zionist organizations ever. Started by a man of Zev Jabotinsky, named after Yosef Schumpeldor, who said, Tov lamut ba'ad artzenu, it's good to die for our...
Who said it's good to die for your country. Wow, yeah, pay attention, James. Spy, I don't know, James, yeah. Yeah, this dude right here is definitely, these people are out of it.
Our country, you know, is really heroes of the Jewish people. people like but Beitar is really just about that, about strengthening the Jewish people, making us stronger, making us better, you know, pushing us to make Aliyah and just to be good Jews, and to be proud of our Jewishness. We're there where I feel like we're sort of like, first of all, we're an ideology, we're ideologically driven, but we're also sort of a vigilante force. We're
a vigilante force. We're sort of a vigilante force. I don't know if you guys know, but like in New York City and shit, they got like their own like quasi police and shit that show up and everything else. And they have their own ambulances that'll show up to shit before cops or before, you know, real official ambulances. But only in Jewish neighborhoods, of course.
We protect the Jews. We, wherever it is, in the media we protect the Jews. On the streets we protect the Jews. We stand up for Jews.
Oy vey.
We push Jews to fight back and to, you know, we push Jews to fight back and
they do a lot of kvetching.
Just to protect themselves.
What does fight back truly mean?
Fight back? It depends. Whatever it is, they need.
It's a podcast by Jake Shields.
Wherever it is, wherever Jews need to be protected, wherever Jews need to have a fight, we're there.
He's a modern Meyer Lansky, this guy.
I think Nazis are more just pure evil and want to kill all Jews, and Muslims sort of want to kill everybody.
Yeah, see, I'm telling you, man, they hate Christians actually more than anybody, like these hardcore Zionists. If you ask them, like, if you could wipe out, like, one religion tomorrow could disappear, Christianity or Islam, what would you prefer to disappear? They all will tell you, like, Christianity. It's sick. But then they want you to be, like, their ally in the Middle East against Islam. BJJ for life, Carmela. Carmela! What's up, Carmela? God bless. Yeah, Jake Shields.
I mean, no.
Fight back.
That's not good. Don't cut that. What's the difference? They're taking over Europe and they're taking over the whole world and they're doing all this and all that, and the mayor of New York City. But the fact is that in Israel, in one of their supposedly holy cities, in Jerusalem, sits a Jewish government, not a Muslim government.
Thanks to the Christians who gave it to the Jewish people. Or English gave it to them at the time. Others as well. Land that didn't really even belong to them, but that's another story. Would have belonged to us if we did another crusade like we should have, a proper crusade, but that's another story. That should have been done a long time ago. But
I think that's like, it really hurts. It's also like we're the Jews, we're the weakest, we're the most pathetic people.
Wait, what?
You know what I'm saying, historically. And the fact is that they can't take us out.
Not really. What is he? Does he know his own history of his own people? They weren't really the weakest. At least regionally, they weren't.
In this tiny part of land, in a tiny caliphate, in middle, with 6 million people live there.
Why is it always 6 million with these people? That's a serious question I have. Where does this 6 million number come from? Whenever it comes to everything, like there was newspaper articles for like 100 years before the Holocaust that were like saying 6 million killed, like, and up until it's crazy. Yeah, the UK drew up the lines of Balfour Floor Declaration, James. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. I think it was England at the time, even it was 1940 or whatever it was. It's not that old. That's what I mean. It was promised to them 3,000 years ago, James.
And we have complete control, and we're much more powerful than them, we're much stronger with them, and we're the weak, pathetic Jews. I think it really hurts them. I think it really plays like a role, like on their like Muslim like ego and pride. And
could you imagine being this have zero self-awareness?
And I think it's like they want to kill us for more for those reasons. You know what I mean? I see a lot of these Jews who don't support Israel, but they're so obsessed with Israel. They think we're the
So now he's trying to make like a stab at like the Dave, Dave Smith types, trying to call them like, obsessed or whatever. Yeah, 1947 it could have been. Trying to call them obsessed with Israel. Like, yeah, they're really not. It's just like they're Americans. They're like Jews who happen to be actually Americans and care about America, and they just don't understand why we would have to, support everything that a foreign country does.
the worst and blah blah blah, but they're so obsessed with the subject. It's like their Jewish soul is like yearning for it. You know what I mean? They're just stuck in this like confused state. But why is it? If I was a Jew and I didn't support Israel, would I make my whole identity trying to destroy Israel? Like that doesn't make any sense. Like either you fight for.
I mean, it makes as much sense as making your whole identity about another country that weren't born in, or I don't know.
Israel, or like whatever. Let them do what they want. Why do you hate Israel so much? I think it's just it's their Jewish soul just yearns for the land because it's our ancestral homeland. You know, if you're Jewish, the Torah.
That is more reasonable of an argument I could understand if you say like this is my ancestral homeland. That's the better argument. Come out with that argument from the very beginning and be honest about it.
Everything Jewish talks about Israel, Zion, return to Israel.
But then also be willing to take DNA tests to prove it.
Israel, Zion, V'shavtem Zion. It says it in Shema. It says it in Jewish prayer. Every story from the Bible took place in this land, and they're just so obsessed with it. I think they're just confused.
No nukes for Iran. Only Israel was allowed to steal nuclear weapons years ago. Yeah, Judea, exactly, James. That's a better argument. I agree. And not just Judea. There was Judea. There was the land of the Levites. There was, the Israel. There were actually other parts, but yeah, Judea ended up like the last one of them that was left. The last big tribe was Judea. A lot of them ended up folding into that tribe. Like I don't know what dude was trying to get at, but I definitely don't have no problem with Jews. Some of my favorite people my favorite person is a Jew, Christ. So I mean, I just think that they should follow Christ. I don't think they should hate him at all or hate other people and have some superiority complex. That I don't agree with.
All right, guys, go ahead, Yoni. Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Thank you for coming. Yeah. Support is a fun. I knew I love pretzel balls. Everyone out there. You care for Turns out the world only cares about war crimes when they only care about blowing up hospitals when it's not Israel.
What? Who says something like that? Everybody cares about blowing up hospitals. It just seems that Israel is the most proficient at blowing up hospitals.
Crazy, you guys saw that? Yeah. I tell baby, take off the gloves. Turn on, yeah, baby.
Yeah, because he hasn't taken off the gloves enough yet, right? Jesus, I'm sorry.
I'll be so high, guys. This is historic. We live in historic times. It's scary. I see. And American people's lives. I recently saw that 79% of Americans don't want nukes in Iran. Get a no nukes for Iran, right? No nukes for Iran! No nukes for Iran!
How about no nukes for any of you out there in the I don't want nukes in the fucking Middle East, because what happens if Israel gets taken over and they don't blow off the, well, we all know that they'll let the nukes go before they get taken over, but if they did and then Iran gets a hold of the nukes anyway, I don't get it. It's a fucking, it's a problem for everybody on the fucking West, in the West, to let any of these people have these kinds of weapons. We want dirty bombs ending up in our cities, or nukes, or no, we don't.
Let's get a no nukes for Iran! No nukes for Iran! Down with Ayatollah, up with Bibi Netanyahu! Up with Bibi!
Can they like make up something that sounds cool at least? Can they get somebody with some rhythm out there, some chutzpah?
More kebabs, less bombs! Tell hi, everybody, thank you!
First, I want to thank everybody for coming out. I think, one of the things Jews have to remember is it's okay to rage in America. And Jews have forgotten that we can do more than send emails and sign petitions. That's where you're standing now in New York City, where Jews are not safe, where you might have a mayor tomorrow who supports a free Palestine, and our other options are not much better. And Israel
God forbid a free Palestine
is in a dark war that we're going to win, but there's damage.
Why are they so stuck on controlling Palestine? Because they plan on taking it over and colonizing it. It's obvious. Look what they did in the West Bank already. In Gaza, look what they're doing. It's obvious. They go in, they bomb, and then the civilians go in and basically kick the people out of the area, so this way it's not the government doing it. And then they start to take over the literal houses from the people and shit and kick them out. And then because they have the guns and the cops behind them, because it's like military police that follow these civilians into the zones, and they get to do whatever they want to these people. It's nuts. It's insanity, the shit happening in Africa in the 21st century.
And it's hard, and it's difficult like any war. And it's important to be strong. It's important that we stand here. And we pray for the IDF, the great IDF. We have nothing to apologize for. You are not safe here. You should hear it, and you should listen to it.
And when they got their people are constantly being convinced that they're not safe anywhere too, how are they all supposed to be responding? I mean, you almost can't blame these fucking people for half of the nut job shit they end up coming out with.
Do it, and you should heed it. You are not safe in New York as Jews. You should.
Is he fucking kidding me? The Hall of Costs was like 90 years ago, for crying out loud. Come on, dude.
Listen to it. The police, the government in New York City is not today on our side, and you must be very careful. And I say it to you as a student of Jewish history, as a student of the great
Yeah, I don't see it. Honestly, not fuck Israel, Coltrane, because the real Israel is the followers of Christ. Anybody who actually understands the writings of the Bible, of the Tanakh even, understands that the actual Israel are the followers of God, the people who follow God, followers of Christ. So,
and as an American,
but the state of Israel today, as it sits, yeah, fuck that. They're on some bullshit.
As a Jew and as an Israeli, may we defeat this evil empire. And may we be strong and see better days for America and for Israel.
Yes, we will. Yes,
and we are happy today to have a human rights activist. Where is she? Thanks to me. She left.
Bomb, 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 Iran. Bomb, 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 bomb.
Imagine singing to bomb some country and thinking just huge smiles, and they don't have to worry about it because they're in New York City. It's sick. You got people that sign bombs that get dropped places. Those are despicable people too.
Bomb, I ran. Bomb, bomb, bomb. Bomb, bomb, bomb. We don't got a big chance. Right here. Sharif don't like it. Rock the Casbah. Rock the Casbah. I don't know all this.
Gotta get this. I mean, he makes great TV.
I wear the F Palestine line. I'm trying to fuck Palestine.
Man, this is he's got this is the flag of baby killers, really, as they starve and murder babies.
Yeah, there she is. Anything from Obama is paying. The left, the media, and Islamists. That's your triad of terror and enemy.
New York City, wake the hell up. We don't want Sharia law. It's not about Israel. Israel is not a genocidal nation. Israel is a very, very friendly nation. But if you screw up.
If they were, they would have used their nuclear weapons a long time ago.
And Israel could have flat.
Yeah, okay, because they could just use nuclear weapons without any pushback from the rest of the planet. Come the fuck on.
Gaza, you know.
First off, stolen nuclear weapons from the USA, by the way. Spies stole.
October 9th, 10th, okay? It could have been.
October 7th was actually the date that she don't even know. Is this for real?
Gone.
Yeah, nutters, James. Good way to put it. Extremists, basically, I guess. I mean, there's extremists in every group. If they say there isn't, they're lying, you know? Some have more than others, obviously.
But they go door to door. These are diabolical creatures. Islam.
Imagine calling people diabolical creatures, human beings. I don't care what they're capable, you know. Diabolical creatures, like in general too, not just like an individual person like that she said is a diabolical creature, but just in general.
Is not a religion. It's a cult of death.
I mean, it's the same. You could say the same thing about plenty of religions, but it's a religion. Yeah, they just follow Baal, Hubal, aka Baal, aka Satan, aka Allah.
And destruction. No Muslims can serve in our government. No Muslims can serve in our government.
You mean in your government in Israel, not our government?
Beitar means to me standing strong. It means being proud. It means defining yourself.
What up, Yanks?
Apart from the way that you're seen, I'm grateful to have connected with Beitar and grateful for everything that the Beitaris have held down and represented forever.
Imagine being willing to just like dismiss the murder of kids and like, I don't know if you know like the number of the population in Gaza, 50% of them are children. So when they kill 100,000 people, that's 50,000 dead kids. That's pretty sick. Just as bad as all the other shit going on, the murder of Christians and in Africa right now and everywhere else. It's disgusting. They bombed like one of the oldest Christian churches in Gaza.
You know what? All right, so you come with us? Yeah. Be safe.
How do you guys think it went?
Close, pretty good. It was good. You know, what's most important is that we came out and we were the first ones to come out on a very important issue. And, you know, one of the things we have to do is, as we express anger, to show up. So we show up doing good. Decent turnout. Search what you got. It's important that somebody raised our voice, which is important.
So like 15 people show up and they think like it's a huge victory. It's so important. I've been noticing this about all these people that are trying to call people out for being so-called woke right and all this shit. None of them care that they have no actual influence. Like their shows get like 1,000 views max, like 300 views, 78 views. What's that dude, that cornball dude, James Lindsay? He went on somebody's channel the other day that had like 50 subscribers, 57 subs or something, and like was acting like it was some big win. Like, these people are nuts. It's crazy. Speaking of gays, fucking Coach Train is always fucking with Yanks. You guys are too much. Speaking of oops. But that's my point. They don't need engagement. Like, the money flows in from Israel and all these financiers and shit to proselytize for Israel. That, like, look at the room this guy is sitting in right now. Look at the money these people wield. It's insane. And they have like the reach that Beitar USA is getting for them, the propaganda money that they're getting paid. It doesn't equate. It's nuts. They're losing the propaganda war big time right now. Look, which congressman? Yeah, they own congressmen, sure. Max Miller, yeah, I'm sure. It'll be what's his name? The swashbuckler down in Texas.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, he's super Israel shill.
My name is Ron Tarosian. I am a 50-year-old American Israeli. I am.
You're what? Israeli or American? Which is it?
The chairman of Beitar Worldwide.
I mean, unless you're trying to say you're an American Jew, you could always say that. I'm a Jewish man born in America.
Movement I grew up in since the age of 11.
James, how do you think though that Islam ended up in the UK, and how do you think you guys ended up with so many of them there? You don't think that the small hats engineered that in any way, shape, or form whatsoever, or that they had anything to do with, you know, all the NGOs and everything else? Or, like, really?
These are. We'll just talk a little bit.
You could, yeah, get
You know, these are really historic times. It is. We're sitting here in a time in the world where Jews simply aren't safe. And I grew up in a home where my mother spoke every day about the Holocaust. We lost 80 family members and, of course, 6 million.
How we're still going back to the Hall of Cost. This old Hall of Cost. It never goes away. It'll be 3,000 years, and they'll still be.
And Jews, and
I don't get how it was done by Germans in Germany, but it extends now to every white man on the planet is capable of doing a new Hall of Costs. You know, nobody wants any of those costly halls.
I'm named after a great uncle who didn't survive, and my family's history.
Yeah, foolish flock. I am, because it's getting tiresome. I mean, when you look at it, like, not even Germans aren't even responsible anymore. The Nazis were. There's no Nazis left, man. This is insanity at this point, to just keep pointing the finger at every white nation every time they start to, like, not shove Israel up their ass. Oh, they're not shoving Israel up their ass at the moment. I think that's a problem. We might get turned into lampshades. Oy vey. Like, no, man, we can't keep calling this out. Like, we got to start calling this shit out. So that we can get along and be friends again, because this shit is ridiculous.
With, you know, terrible Holocaust stories. And so I grew up in a home where my mother not only spoke about the Holocaust and what they did, but she also spoke about what we didn't do.
I don't know if you know this, James, but Zionists and Hitler were actually friends. The Austrian painter and Zionists. There's like coins that were struck up and everything, with like the Star of David on one side and him on the other, and it says like stuff for, the creation of the state of Israel, and so he was more down with Israeli Zionists than he was the jihadis, to be honest.
And for me, that's been a mission that I think has driven me, my entire life in many different things, is, really realizing that Jews are hunted. And today
he was really trying to get them all out of his country. He was fine with them having their own.
You see it today at the age of 50, in June 2025 in America, you see Jews just aren't safe.
To say that Jews just aren't safe in 2025 in America, when America has legitimate laws against, like, you can't, boycott Israel. You can't. There's speech laws against Israel in the against American citizens speaking against Israeli interests in America. Fucking, what's his name? Ron, in Florida, Ron DeSantis, he literally flew to Israel to sign the bill. Yeah, James, true story. You can look it up. There's coins and everything from back then. Zionist Hitler coins.
I live in Israel and I live in America. Spent a lot of time in Israel, spent a lot of time in America. I have homes in both places. And I was supposed to go back to Israel yesterday. And, the reality is that they're bombing us now in Iran, and
so this is the point. This is they have this, like, what they call world Jewry. It's not something made up by conspiracy theorists. This is what they call it themselves. They have the World Jewish Congress. They have other places. They go whenever the shit is hot in Israel, they go to all these other places, and then they just come back. We're talking about one of the richest sects of people on the planet right now. I mean, most privileged. And all it's just too much kvetching at this point.
They're hitting us from Iran, and because they want us dead. And this is, 18 months, 20 months after.
Now it's Iran wants them dead. They fired missiles into Iran first, didn't they? Or am I like misremembering this whole situation somehow?
October 7th, and the same thing here in New York. And we're in really dark days. It's scary. It's a really scary time. It's amazing. Beitar got thrown off of Meta for making beeper jokes.
Beeper jokes. So if anybody doesn't know, he's talking about when Israel planted C4 inside of pagers that so-called terrorists or government people were using, and they blew them up. And some of them got blown up in the middle of grocery stores, and little kids got killed and everything else. But he was just making jokes about beepers.
Beitar made a joke about handing a beeper to a terrorist.
So, I mean, what if we made a joke about, we already know.
The beepers, which are bought on eBay, which are, of course, legal, right? You're offering to give to somebody who supports an illegal terrorist organization.
Wait, these were not just beepers bought off eBay, bro. I don't know what this dude is trying to sell you right now. But the Israeli spies literally infiltrated the company in like Taiwan or whatever and installed the C4 into the pagers before they were even shipped out.
Who is probably in this country illegal, who is carrying weapons, and who openly wants to kill Jews.
Wait, they blew them up in their own country. It wasn't in your country.
Beepers in the street? It's, first of all, I started that, the beepers in the street. It's a funny thing. You just how they come out with these red triangles and all these symbols to try to intimidate us and scare us. I think the beeper has the same effect on them. They know it's not a real beeper. They know.
Look at this is what those beepers ended up doing to little kids.
It's not a real beeper. It's a troll. That's what
Yeah, it's just a troll. It's a troll.
it is. It's a massive troll, but it's a troll that symbolizes one of. I used to say before.
I wouldn't even give a fuck if they were allowed to troll back. But the problem is the trolling is only allowed to go one way. You know, this is disgusting when you see the pictures of the kids that got affected by it. It was like a literal indiscriminate thing where they just set off people's beepers.
Or like a month ago, I used to say it's one of the greatest moments in Jewish history in the past 100 years.
How could you call that one of the greatest? Come on, man.
I have a beeper for you. You have a beeper? I have a beeper for you, sir. Here. Would you like a beeper? I have a beeper for you. Now, why are you running away? You want a beeper? Take a beeper! Beeper! Anybody? Do you carry a beeper also? Do you carry a beeper? Do you carry a beeper with you?
And I think it's a troll. It's also a sense of Jewish pride. I mean, I see a beeper, there's a tremendous sense of Jewish pride now holding a beeper.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna front. I actually missed my pager. I might have to get a new one.
There are a lot of things said in the press that are true. There are a lot of things said in the press that aren't true. Our concern at Beitar isn't the press. I would consider Beitar as truth and honor and Jewish pride and Jewish strength and what is good for our people. We can't discuss on camera too much about the specifics of a lot of different things, but of course, Beitar submits information to the government.
There's a group called Betar that has told CBS that they have provided thousands of names to the Trump administration of visa holders and naturalized
Thousands of names, so they're like watching U.S. people in the U.S. and
foreigners. Can you confirm whether that organization is providing lists to the Trump administration?
they got lists of more than just foreigners. Trust me.
The Trump administration, I'm not involved in those decisions, and I certainly can't speak on them. Certainly, the work that we're doing, whether it exists or not, I won't confirm.
I read that a federal judge ruled that Beitar was nearly solely responsible for the arrest of a jihadi. The only thing America should say to Beitar is thank you. The only thing that anybody should say to those who stand against terrorists is thank you.
People who support Hamas and terrorist organizations don't belong in America. Citizens are protected, they have certain rights. Citizens, I mean, I think you could do something legally against citizens. I'm not even advocating for that.
Wow. I think you could do something even against citizens.
And to support a terrorist organization, I don't think they should.
Yeah, you can get working beepers still, Flock, for sure.
Be here. I don't think it's safe to have them here. You know, these people could easily be sleeper cells waiting to await carrying out a terrorist attack. I think people who support dangerous terrorist organizations should definitely be deported for the safety of Americans. Not even just for the safety of Americans, they shouldn't be here. And that makes sense. And
I agree. Anybody who supports any foreign entity, period, they shouldn't be here.
just like serial killers shouldn't be allowed in, people who are potential terrorists and believe in terrorist ideology don't belong here either.
On the streets of Atlanta, on the streets of New Orleans, on the streets of Dallas, on the streets of San Diego, on the streets of Boston, and on the streets of New Orleans, you have no place in this country. If you come from a Middle Eastern nation where you do not have freedoms, and you come to this country and you speak about intifada, and you speak about killing Jews, some of us won't be quiet. Some of us will stand up. And some of us will damn right say to the American government, they have no place here.
I think Khalil wrote a letter in jail.
Yeah, Coltrane, exactly. My sister has one even. She's like the head of robotic surgery at a hospital, so.
Blaming Beitar. I can't get into details exactly what that role is, but I think for sure there was a real role played by Beitar in deportations.
On just that one, or kind of all of them?
At least many of them.
The spirit that we bring to New York that they don't understand. You know, these people, they can't fathom it. You know, there's a lot of layers behind this that, you know, I'm hesitant to speak of for reasons you can imagine. You know, it's, you know, but it's good we tell the story because people should understand more about us, and like this, we're going to educate them about it.
I want to be your Jewish uncle. I want to be your Jewish aunt. I want to be your Jewish brother. I want to be a Jewish sister.
You guys really don't need to be doing all of that. حبيبي كيف بدي اتصل فيك؟ Okay. Hi Amy. Yeah, they just like.
You know, one of my biggest dreams for Beitar this year, I'll say in June 2025, is I hope by June 2026 we have a lot of Beitar marriages. I want more Beitar.
Wow, so basically they're like controlling who's getting kicked out of our country in a way.
Beitar babies.
Excuse me. They're not talking to me. I don't know. I looked to know. Excuse me.
Every decision that a Beitari makes me. Of course, one of our roles as we grow is to advocate for Jews to have weapons. Our people were massed in the street because they are fighting in the streets to protect the Jewish people, and their neighbors want to kill them. So our job is to teach Jews it's okay to stand up. And as you wear a mask in Gaza when you're fighting in Little Gaza in parts of Paris. Jabotinsky wrote, "Only kind of children I have ever loved are mischief makers." Beitar are those mischief makers.
Free pagers! Free pagers! Yo, I got the Swells people! Give it to the Swellies, forgot it!
Yeah, in Paris, I don't know if you guys know, but they started a big fight in up in Paris and in I think in Canada somewhere, like at a football game or something, or soccer game. And they started some big fight chanting with these like chants and shit against Islam and all this other shit. And then they got into the fight, and then they blamed them for anti-Semitism or something. It was crazy.
Where's Masjid Nur al-Islam? How many 9-year-olds do they have in here? Stop fucking the children.
That's kind of funny. You said how many 9-year-olds? Because Muhammad married a 6-year-old actually, and wedded her at 6 and bedded her at 9. Disgusting.
Why did Muhammad suck so much dirt?
I mean, this is kind of disgusting, though. If this is a mosque or something and he's outside doing this, it's kind of tasteless, but...
Fuck Muhammad. Stop raping 9-year-olds. This is where the children come in. This is where the children come in.
Oh, that's even worse. So this is where the little kids go in. It's like for like teaching their kids or something, and this dude's outside where the kids go in saying this shit. Come on, man.
We're coming here right afterwards.
I'm a 50-year-old Jew these days, but I was once an angry young Jew. And I understand.
You were once an angry young Jew? You're just an angry old Jew now?
And angry young Jews. And there is a place and a necessity for angry young Jews. Now, I'll also ask, why the hell aren't more Jews angry?
Arafat is a murderer. You can't stand with murderers. They kill our people. Shame on you. Avi! Rabbi!
Yeah, remember when they went at Pat Buchanan? Fucking Buchanan was the man.
Go, we don't want you. You're not part of our people. You're not part of our people. You are not part of our people. You are not part of the Jewish people.
I said
See, the Hasidics don't rock with Israel.
My daughter to a major university in the Northeast. And they decided there was a Zionist-free zone. I walked there and I said, somebody has an issue with a Zionist? I'm a Zionist. No Zionists are allowed here? Here's a Zionist. And one by one, I went to their faces. And terrorists.
What's he, like one of them Rabbi Shmuley types, he seems like? Where he's got to go get in everybody's face?
You are a terrorist! Terrorist!
Yeah, he's basically just a Rabbi Shmuley. He just yells a bunch of non sequiturs.
Terrorist! 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 Don't repeat my walking. Terrorist! 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 You terrorist! Terrorist!
The police told me to leave, and I refused to leave. I won't leave. Why am I being asked to leave if there's 150, Palestinians here with their faces covered? After that,
maybe because you're the one who showed up to their protest that they probably have some kind of a permit for, and you're agitating. They were getting in their face and everything. I mean, they have a right to their personal space and not to be, accosted like that.
I really decided it was time to restart Beitar. I decided it was time to restart Beitar because Jews weren't doing anything, because Jews are passive, and this is the Beitar movement today. Thank God there's the state of Israel, because it's the only difference that we see today. The only difference that the Jews of the world have today versus the Jews of the world the last time around is the state of Israel. And so this time around, the difference is they won't kill 6 million of us. They'll kill less because we have a Jewish state. But they'll kill many.
Jews have been hunted and hunted and hunted for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, and it's okay to have some sort of survival instinct. I'm a Jew, I've been through so much, we've been through so much. We don't want to die, we don't want to be extinct. We want to live as Jews, we want to prosper, and it's fully okay, and it's within our right to protect ourselves and prevent attacks from people who openly want to kill us.
Who are you to judge us? You who put nails in the coffins of our kids, you who raped us in Kibbutz Be'eri, you who beat us in the streets of New York have nothing to say to us, because we are the good.
It is very simple. Come home to Israel. Please, please, please come home to Israel, because it's going to be another Holocaust here. These Muslims, we don't know what they're going to do. This could be the Hitler of the modern day era, That's such a crazy thing to think.
20 months ago, they really killed us, right? October 7th, they raped us, and they mutilated us, and they kidnapped us, and they did horrible things. In our tiny country, we're going to fight back, whether this president or that president or the United Nations or the League of Nations likes it or not. That's it. And among Beitar's many roles all over the world is just stand up. Just try and be good Jews.
Go to Gaza! Go to Gaza! Shame!
I gotta make a move today.
The great Jabotinsky.
I can't figure out how to get more money in my bank. It won't let me any. I put too much money in there this month, and I can't get any more in. That's crazy. I gotta send more money out to the West Coast. I gotta figure it out, another bank or something.
Spoke about the tree in terms of what his movement needs to look like. Beitar was always the ideological branch of the tree. The Likud party today is essentially the modern day Jabotinsky movement. Beitar has traditionally been the youth movement of the Likud.
I'll be right back. I gotta go grab a drink.
The Arab is a cancer in our midst. And you don't coexist with a cancer. A cancer you either cut out and throw out, or you die.
Back in the 60s, this 53-year-old rabbi founded the JDL in the United States, a group that used tactics of violence and confrontation in defense.
I think that became the ADL later on. Or it could still be the JDL, this one.
Of Jews. 13 years ago, he moved to Israel, where he now crusades to throw all Arabs out of that country.
Violence is...
That was an Israeli MAC-10 that you just shot right there. I used to have that same shit, 45 cal.
a terrible thing. But sometimes it's terribly necessary.
because I respect the Arab, I want to throw him out.
You fucking do a 10-minute video of Kahana. They've never heard him speak. Kahana was the most amazing speaker. And he was so smart, and he was so right. At the end of the day, we can't live with them. And it's painful to say it, but you can't live with them. Finished. It's over. It's done. You can't live with them.
The murder of Rabbi Meir Kahana was a dark night in the history of the Jewish people. But just as the sun sets, so does it rise. Binyamin Ze'ev Kahana, the devoted son of Rabbi Meir Kahana, has stepped forward to continue.
Dude, they have a super, like, nepotistic thing, too. Always the son always keeps going. Roscoe, my man, what's up, brother? God bless. Thanks for popping in. What are you up to this morning?
The work of his father through Kahana Chai.
My fucking Scots, my UK, my Irish people, you always come through.
He is the campus coordinator of Kahana Chai, Mr. Ben Israel.
Sorry, fellas. I hope you all could still hear as good, but those headphones are killing my ears.
Friends, we are gathered here today for the 4th year that we have not had the greatest Jewish leader ever, Rabbi Meir Kahana. Kahana Chai, Kahana lives on. Kahana lives on. Madness cannot continue. Please write your checks to Kahana Chai. The only solution, as Binyamin said, is a Kahana revolution.
We out here. Who was right, Kahana? Kahana was right. Kahana was right. Kahana was right.
Roscoe says, I'm just about to roll up a joint. Got some lemon cake and OG purple cookie, bro. Sounds like fire, my man. I wish I could send you some pounds over there in the UK, Roscoe. I got the super hookup out from the West Coast, bro. I was just looking at a new list on my phone 10 minutes ago. All like 140 different strains I can get right now for like $900 a pound of different fire shit. Super fire. $800-900 a pound. KD, you ever heard of Rabbi Finkelstein? He's talking about putting human meat in McDonald's burgers. You should check it out, bro. No, but I have heard about these people that have been talking about using humans to grow food and, you know, putting our bodies into the ground in farms and shit to fertilize the ground and all this sick shit. But I haven't heard of the human meat burgers yet. I wouldn't doubt it. A lot of these rabbi types that own a lot of these companies, the bug burgers and the fucking, you know, they own big parts of these like incredible meat and all this other bullshit out there. They want us to eat bugs and shit because it's not sustainable. Like, I think we use something like 75% of the topsoil up in the last 40 years. You know, the types of populations that we're feeding in Africa and everywhere else, it's not sustainable. The growth of their populations. And it never grew like this substantial before the West started feeding Africa, if you're honest, if you look at the numbers, period.
I have the flag and I also have the katana for the Palestinians. I've been profiling a lot of Palestinians. I have gone to the places. One is a mechanic, the other one is a restaurant owner, the other one has gas stations.
Pro-Israel Jews are better than anti-Israel people. Like, we are just better than them.
I think that one of the most important things that we've done is just our voice forces the rest of the community to act.
I just got an idea. I got some grape dosi dough. I'm gonna open that up Little the grape do-si-do vape pen. Oh wait, yeah, and I got a what's it called? White Fire Skittles, I think. I ain't eating bugs for no man, James Jameson said. I'm with you on that, brother. That I am with you on.
Differently. You know, I would tell you, even something like Ben Gvir, when he came to the United States, I think our trip made it easier. I think, you know, the concept of fighting back was so off the map. I like to think we've become a loud voice pretty quickly.
Only a
Fire
shout can enter the
Skittles.
brain. We're screaming, we're yelling, in pain and in anger.
I just got the hookup on these, Roscoe. I got the 1 gram vaporized, pre-filled disposables for $7.50 a piece, bro. You can't fucking beat that price. These things sell for like $50 all day, no problem. Super fire. See how nice and clear that vape oil is? That's 99 or 98% pure. And then the terpenes. Let's test out the White Fire Skittles and see how that tastes. I'm telling you, Roscoe, that's cheap as fuck. That's why I bought them. Brand new in the package. Paid $7.50 a piece for them. I grabbed a couple pucks of diamonds. Yeah, we'll get back to this another time. I think I'm all mute out right now. I got this too the other day, Roscoe, for super cheap. 50 grams of pure oil. You can see it looks like glass. It's filled to the top. Pure oil. That's 50 grams right there. I got that for $80, bro. I paid $80 fucking for 50 grams of pure oil. It's like a steal. You know how many chocolates I can make out of this? Like 1 million. And then I got these. I paid $5 a piece for these. Super cheap. Bro, I don't know what's up with that. What is this private chat? What's up with you, Nemesis? I thought you were right. What's going on, bro? All right, let me see. I don't know why that was a private chat. I've never seen one of them before, but There we go. I figured out how to open it. It wasn't a squeeze top. So I got these pucks with a gram of diamonds in them for $5 a pop too. Got a whole bunch of these 1 gram diamond pucks. That's 199.9% THC, A or whatever that is. And then I had to grab these too for I got a good deal on these. I'm trying to think of what I paid for this, but it was definitely cheap. Like I think it was like $9 or $8.50 a gram for the batter. I got a little half O of these. I mean, I could make these, but I just bought a half O of them anyway because it was easier than making them. Moon rocks. I don't know if you fuck with moon rocks, Roscoe. Some Space Queen. Yeah, I got all different types of boxes of bud everywhere, so. Black cherry runts. Pink certs. LA Pop Rocks. Warheads. Mint chocolate chip. Sour apples. Flock says, did moon rocks once. I wasn't prepared for it at all. That's funny shit. Yeah, Roscoe, that's not a bad price, 15 pound. I mean, you got to think 2 pounds are more than dollars, but yeah. It's not even a bad price though. That's like what I would charge my friends, to be honest, for them, like $15. I get like 40, 50 from regular people though. Oh yeah? Nice. Yeah, Roscoe. Shit, maybe I'll have to send a bucket of diamonds over there to you, bro. Maybe you can move a bucket of diamonds for me. I can get them even cheaper than $5 a gram if I buy like a bucket full. A lot cheaper. I think they go for like, I don't know, 20 a gram here or some shit like that. I know the batter though can go for like 40 or 50 a gram, or 80 even in some of the dispensaries, but I usually always sell that shit for like 25, 30 at the most. Nice, James. California orange. Said in the early 80s. Nice strains. Cherry runts. It's brilliant. It is pretty good. Black cherry runts. It is the one I got. Got some other shit called Pure Michigan. Fruit by the foot. Like, I ain't bullshitting you when I tell you I got mad different strains. This one isn't labeled, so this is sour cookies. I remember that because I forgot to write it on the sour cookies. Yeah, I got so many strains, I gotta stop. I probably got literally like 40 or 50 strains, and my man just put a new 40 up. I need to get rid of some. Actually, I have the money to pay the dude back, but I can't get all my money in my bank account. Damn, I gotta shave like a motherfucker. Do that shit today. Got me out here looking crazy. Yeah, I don't know what was up with dude earlier that hopped on the live. He seemed alright, but now he sent me some crazy private message in the back. I don't get it. Maybe it's like a joke. It's funny. I don't know. That's crazy. That's good to know, bro. Yeah, I mean, I know $5 a G is super. It's like a steal. It's like almost like stealing it. So, but I could get it even less than that if I, well, obviously if I bought a bucket worth or some shit. But I think it was actually the cheapest way to get it, which was crazy, was if I bought 20 grams of it. Because if I bought like 100 grams, it was more money than buying 20 grams 5 times. Like, it made no sense when I looked at the list. But yeah, yeah, it was a little strange, Flock. I got a little bit of a weird private chat message over here. I never seen him before on Restream, but I seen one today from that dude. But yeah, thought he was alright. Then at first I thought he was kind of coming at me with some like I hated, like I thought something I didn't or something, but wasn't the case. I'll let him rock out up here. Maybe the dude, maybe I'm taking the message wrong. All right, let's see what else. Let's put something like heartwarming instead of shit all the time and bad news. Let's share funny.
So long. We're all by. You are so
Little kid had the frog in his shorts.
Good gosh. Okay.
He ain't got no scare in him. This was like me when I was little, and I brought home the fucking water moccasin, and my sister's boyfriend beat its head in with the pipe.
Let's get in the bucket. No. No. No, it'll come out. You need to put her down. No. She does not want Harrison. Please. Harrison, I can't put her in the bucket. Oh my God, no. Do it. Harrison.
What is that?
This shit is classic. What is that? Look how he got the cat. Watch how he treats it after.
It's a raccoon.
It's a damn coon.
That is not a dead raccoon.
What is it then?
That's your cat.
Oh.
Yo, that shit is classic.
Pet one?
Pet what?
You want to pet one?
You want to pet a worm?
Not really.
Why?
I don't. Do you want to pet a worm?
No.
Okay, I don't either.
They don't have teeth.
Oh, they don't?
They don't have teeth.
Okay.
Just pet them. Here.
Yo, that kid just walked right up and grabbed that fucking bird out of nowhere. Them beggar birds, they don't even fear humans. Look, this is yours, Daddy. Kids are great, man.
No.
That's hilarious. I figured I would share that one with everybody to give a little light to your day, your morning, instead of all the garbage we usually go over on this channel most days. Man. Oh, God, here we go.
Head truckers. Hey, don't you put your hands on me, motherfucker. Hey, put your hands on me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Call ICE on your ass. Fuck you touching me for? You speak English? He don't speak English. He illegal. You ain't supposed to be driving them trucks like that. That's why this shit happened like this. Probably cheated, paid for your CDL, didn't even go.
Yo, you see that dude, how he ran through that shit? He could have killed somebody, bro. He could have killed somebody. Yeah, James, I agree. We need more laughs in the world, bro. And that's what it's all about. That's why I had to play that little clip. And we should have more happy children running around doing shit like that, enjoying nature.
Go to school.
Good, solid Christians need to have more kids.
Get your ass knocked out. Bonehead trucker. He mad I'm recording, because you stupid. Put your little rusty ass hands on me.
He said rusty ass hands. Dude tried to put his hands on him for recording.
Bonehead truckers.
Vishnu, stay with the truck. Vishnu. That don't sound like somebody who should have a CDL in America. Damn, I've been live like an hour and 35 minutes coming up. About to wrap it up in a couple, I think. Who we still got here? We got James, Roscoe for sure. Foolish Flock, I think. Maybe Coltrane hanging out in the back. All right, White Fire Skittles taste pretty good. I'm not going to keep this one, though. Took 3 hits off it. Put it back. Yeah, James, I went over that one too. You know, the people that ended up dying were also illegal aliens, James? How crazy is that? The people that ran into the trucker, the illegal trucker who did the U-turn, and 4 of them or 3 of them died or whatever, was another group of illegal aliens. What the fuck were the odds, James? Yeah, wow. What are the odds of that, right? Look it up, bro. It's nuts. The people that died, they were also foreigners, illegal. Little white runt sample. My man be sending me these little samples. There's the new batter I bought. Blueberry muffin batter. More diamonds. I was actually looking for something. I got the L grinder. The Rubik's Cube grinder. Shit is here somewhere. Did you see them bags that don't let any smells out? It was on a link. You got some of the weed from nice little bags. Might buy a couple. Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. Bags that don't let any smell out. I don't know. I mean, that's pretty much what any freezer sealed bag is gonna be like. Like any of these are airlocked. Yeah, there's a bunch of batter in there. That shit's cooking. Oh. All right, let's see. Oh, here we go. This is another Somali thing going on now these days.
Who personally did $7.2 million.
He did $7.2 million in fraud, and the judge dropped those charges even though the jury found him guilty. Can you let that play?
At the August trial for Abdi Fattah Yusuf, the jury heard evidence that he ran his home health care company, Promise Health, out of a mailbox at a Central Avenue address where multiple other home health care companies were supposedly located.
So
Yusuf and his wife, Lowell Ahmed, were charged with stealing $7.2 million of taxpayer money through Medicaid overbilling in a personal care assist.
And this is one single person through a PCA, like a fake PCA setup. Everything went right just through a mailbox, and it took them this long to get caught.
Or PCA scam. The couple allegedly spent tens of thousands of the fraud money on luxury items for themselves. Despite the jury swiftly convicting Yusuf, Judge Sarah West last week decided they got it wrong.
It's reversing or overturning a jury's verdict.
Defense attorney Joe Tamburino, who's not affiliated with this case, reviewed the decision and analyzed it for KARE 11 News. He says Judge West ruled that the state's case relied heavily on circumstantial evidence and that she believed the state did not rule out.
So the jury found them guilty. And this activist judge, this white liberal or Jewish, probably white, liberal white guilt woman, decides to throw the case out
other reasonable inferences.
That in fact, there could have been other reasonable theories other than guilt in this case. That's what it comes down to.
Despite the ruling, even Judge West wrote that she is troubled by the manner in which fraud was able to be perpetuated at Promise Health.
So he didn't know any better.
The jury didn't know enough, and I'm just going to let this guy go.
Exactly. The jury found him guilty based on the evidence with beyond a reasonable doubt, and the judge acknowledged that there was fraud done, but vibes were off.
Yeah, vibes are off, I guess. We just dropped this one. So now those Somalians can literally say that they're innocent.
Yeah, I don't know. For some
James Jameson says $7 billion in fraud in Minnesota. It's $8 billion right now, and that's just scratching the surface. I said that's the easy money to see and go after is $8 billion.
For some reason, I just felt bad for him. He got all that Canada Goose and Michael Kors and Peloton shit.
It's not like he's like, supporting his family.
Yeah, he got scot-free with all that. So what? They get their money back? Big deal.
And that, he's buying luxury goods.
Yeah, exactly, James. The jury decides guilt, not the judge. Yeah, they decided she was guilty, or the jury decided he was guilty, and the judge decided, nah, I'm just gonna throw this one out.
This is just one example.
And as he said, this is just one example. Wait, here we go. I don't know if anybody caught the last one I did where there's been some confusion about glasses.
Do you think that prescription glasses have...
So this is becoming a thing now. I never knew this till recently. I went over it a couple of streams ago. I guess there's more people coming out saying that they thought there was medicine in glasses. They all seem to be from a certain persuasion.
Medicine in them?
Being an adult learning new things. Did you know that medicine is not in glasses?
And I don't know why y'all dragging that woman, because yes, glasses do have medicine in it.
You cannot tell me, as a person who wears contacts, there's not medicine in it. If I take this shit up, I'm blind as fuck.
Wow.
You gonna lie? I thought they put medicine in glasses too. Medicine in glasses? What? Why would I admit? It's prescriptions.
To be fair, I think the word prescription glasses may have...
No, it's not, to be fair.
Confused them.
They never heard the words bifocals or corrective lenses. They skipped a few lessons. They think there's constant medicine.
And that's what lets you see. And then we take the medicine out. Now you can't see. Kind of makes sense. And these people cancel out our votes.
So I'm paying for a migrant and then this person cancels my vote. It's fucking crazy, guys.
This is the world that we live in 2025, bro. Just realize that. We're paying for the migrants, and people like this also cancel out our vote. Yeah, I gotta click that. Hang on.
King said that we
Coltrane said, I guess they never heard of magnifying glass or binoculars. It's crazy, right, Coltrane? Were you here in the other stream where I played a whole bunch of them saying the same shit? So here, this is called Black Fatigue, the content of their character from a guy called Flight from Syracuse. Let's check this out.
shouldn't judge people by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. He advocated against black people being stereotyped and convinced the world to give them a second chance. And so, there was a renaissance of black culture. There was a time when it was an utmost honor for a millennial to be complimented by a black guy, and when sub-Saharan Africans in Europe weren't synonymous with As you can tell, things quickly went downhill. It is a custom in discussing race relations to blame every shortcoming of the black community on white people, but in this courthouse, we shall judge everyone as equals before Yaqub. To help answer the question, why is black fatigue?
Before Yaqub, I don't know if anybody knows who Yaqub is. Facts, Coltrane, you are always here, bro. God bless you for it. I appreciate that, as a matter of fact. No bullshit. But Yaqub, for anybody who don't know, like there's these people, they're called basically the 5%ers, like they're the Nation of Islam. It's like black Islamist, and they believe like Yaqub, black scientist, everything was great and futuristic back in the day, and then a black scientist made white people and ruined everything, named Yaqub.
At an all-time high? Well, I'll spare you having to wait for an obvious answer. It's because, unfortunately, many black people seem to have forgotten that to fight stereotypes, you have to not act like them. Disclaimer, I am not trying to justify hate.
Yeah, it's just as wild over here too, Roscoe, because there's no difference between them and the Trende Aragua from Venezuela, or the fucking, the Guatemalan gang member who rapes a 12-year-old. They're all the fucking same, Roscoe. They push the drugs and get the teenage girls addicted, and then they, exploit them. It's disgusting. They do the same things there, do the same things here. And you're a small island, so it seems like a lot more visible for you guys. We're a huge country, the United States of America, but we've taken in like 50 million non-Americans, bro. That number is ridiculous. Think about that.
Or racism, this is simply an answer to a question. This video isn't about the entire black race. There are well-adjusted black people out there,
AKA the reasonable black man. Of course, we have some of them around here in the chat. Shout out to the reasonable black man. We get plenty of them
who go for the same fatigue as everyone else. I will be speaking of people of general sub-Saharan descent because, let's be honest, the results are pretty much the same no matter the region.
And that's the argument, bro. That's the problem, is like you can't blame it on anybody holding you down when you look at your results, and even when you run the country or rule whatever, you know what I mean? Who are you gonna blame it on then?
But for now, let's focus on the least serious charges, the oddities that make you question certain black traits but harbor no resentment. Most oddities are harmless to anyone outside of Africa, and any negative impact they have is only felt by black people themselves.
Not true, obviously. And that's pretty sad. Okay, so this is Zaida Catalan. This is the woman, I brought her up in a live previously. She's the Swedish politician. This happened in 2018, actually. She fought for equality and open borders, and she ended up getting beheaded and raped in the Congo, Africa.
But with the floodgates into the West open,
Co-train, I was a little happy about those numbers too, until I found out that the whole 1.9 million self-deporting and everything is all total bullshit. The 600,000 deported is also a bullshit number, and all those numbers and stats are lies and padded statistics, bro. Sad to say. I hate to be the one to break it to you, bro, but if you go look into those statistics deeper, they're bullshit. And we should be literally deporting tens of millions, to be perfectly honest. I mean, anywhere else in the world would do it. If it was any other country was invaded by 50 million people, they'd kick them the fuck out. Russia wouldn't put up with it. China wouldn't put up with it. Nobody would expect them to put up with it. Here we go. 1/3 of children in Glasgow schools don't talk English as a first language. Absolutely insane. There's plenty of places in America, James, where 50% of the classroom doesn't speak English easily, if not more. This is very true, and they cater to them with second language interpreters and everything else. Here we go. Over 30 Mozambique Christians beheaded by an ISIS group.
Attention.
Yeah, Biden let in 20 million himself, James. And we had 30 million minimum before that, as a conservative number would be 30 million. So you're talking about 50 million in the country that shouldn't be here. It's an insane number. It's hard to fathom, like in reality.
Written colonial accounts of Africa are absolute gems. You see, these texts convey knowledge that has been long forbidden from popular discourse. For example, when someone asks you a question, why is Africa perpetually underdeveloped? The best answer you can get from a peer-reviewed expert meta-study is, well, it's because white people are the literal devil and are responsible for all harm 300 years back and millennia into the future. On the other hand, the explorer will tell you that Africa is dysfunctional because it's inhabited by Africans. Frederick Logger was one of them. What stuck with me the most is when he wrote that the African
And I hate to say it, but the truth is, everybody wants to live in a majority white country. They want the U.S. to remain like the U.S. Then you're saying you want the West to remain majority, European, basically. The British Empire was the British Empire was the biggest empire that ever existed in history. So they had that going for them for sure.
Loves the display of power, but fails to realize its responsibility. In the 1960s, after a century of colonialism, the European powers started withdrawing from Africa.
Yeah, there's some classic video footage of this from back in the day from this Italian film I watched, a documentary the other day, an Italian one, an old one from when they would they withdrew from all their little so-called colonialized areas in Africa and everything, and it was craziness.
Year by year, more countries started being ruled by black people. The first president of Ghana said that the most important thing is independence, and that all that is good would emerge from the very fact of independence from colonial powers. Who of the opposing teams was correct? You be the judge.
This film only says farewell to the old Africa and gives to the world the picture of its agony.
As you can see, things didn't really go as planned. This footage comes from a 1964 documentary aptly...
This is it! This is the documentary I watched, Africa Audio. This is it.
Called Farewell Africa, and it is unfortunately an unscripted course of events.
This is literally the documentary I just watched. That's crazy. We invited the modern world. I think you meant to say we invented the modern world, penicillin, the railways, and much, much more. I don't know if you know this, James, but yeah, how is Zimbabwe getting on? There was more working railroads in Zimbabwe and these other countries during the time of colonialization than there is now. There's less railways in Zimbabwe than there was during, the ones that were there, a couple of them are still there and still run, but most of them don't. And there was more going on for them back then.
Get the idea that these guys...
Rhodesia, by the way. I still call it Rhodesia. Salute to the Rhodesians. They were no joke.
Guys had no clue what they're doing.
Yeah, I figured that's what you meant, brother. I got your back.
And you'd be right. The entirety of Africa essentially said, I don't need no Europe in here, and gave proof that they indeed needed the Europeans. In the Congo, for example, the colonial governments tried to convince the protesting Africans that they cannot give away every public or technical office.
So they tried to convince these people, like, yo, we can't give you guys every top position to a black African Congo man. We gotta, you guys gotta learn the positions first. You guys gotta work under the dudes who already know how to do it. And then, nope, that wasn't good.
Office to blacks because they aren't qualified yet. The mobs didn't listen and got rid of the only people who knew how to maintain infrastructure. And as a result, they exchanged one foreign power for another because 60 years later, someone had to come and fix the effects of black self-rule. And that is perfectly documented in the Empire of Dust.
Yo, I don't know if anybody saw that. Documentary is crazy. It's about a bunch of Chinese dudes who show up in Africa. I saw this too, Empire of Dust. It's about a bunch of Chinese men that go to Africa to try to do business and shit and learn like and try to build some shit, and they learn how terrible it is and how hard. Like everything's like a scam. Everything's like nobody is working anywhere. It's insane. Roscoe, they were trying to teach our kids Islam in school, but no Christ. So the parents took a stand outside the schools. As immigrants are also filming our kids outside schools. Yeah, fuck that, Roscoe. You guys need to take a serious stand. Like serious stand. What you guys did that one day, I think it was in October out there, Roscoe, was it? When you guys were all in the street, there was like 1 million Brits in the street. You guys need that every week, bro. In all of your countries in the UK, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, England, you all need to get out there in the streets every fucking week. I would do it until they shit changed at this point. Otherwise, you're over. Your country's done. Literally, I'm sorry to say. You know, I think people like me and MRE got a lot of respect for England and Scotland and all you guys over there, and Ireland for sure. You know, yes, South Africa is falling apart. It's a shame. It's a shame. Burkina Faso, he's doing well with diamonds and gold. No way, bro. I seen they were literally bragging about being able to produce more cans of tomatoes in Burkina Faso than in like some other African country. It was like arguing over who has the most tomato cans or something. It was a joke, bro. Those places are hellholes.
Also known as the first ever recorded case of the Chinese getting black fatigue.
Yo, here we go. He said this is the first ever recorded case of the Chinese getting black fatigue. Yo, this documentary is great. We should go over it one night on Rumble. I'll have to do a movie night and we'll go over this documentary. It's nuts.
The documentary follows a Chinese contractor and his African translator who have the simple task of getting gravel from point A to point B to finish constructing a road. In the quarry which is supposed to supply them with gravel, the workers are just standing around doing nothing. The owner of the quarry is...
All they literally got to do is make big rocks little rocks. Like, your average prisoner did this 100 years ago. All you do is all day you're just going to make big rocks into little rocks. That's all they were supposed to have was gravel. But nope, dudes are just standing around.
Late and tries to sell them the wrong kind of gravel at an inflated price. And if it wasn't bad enough already, back at base the truck owners had to start measuring the fuel in centimeters.
Oh yeah, they had to start measuring the fuel in centimeters because they kept stealing the gas out of the trucks too.
Because the Africans kept stealing it. On top of that, black drivers aren't really used to treating...
Oh yeah, and they wrecked all their vehicles too anytime they let one of the black dudes drive it.
...for trucks gently, to say the least, so the equipment is often battered. But why are the Chinese even building a road there? Well,
it never ends.
That's because the Congolese have not maintained any infrastructure since the colonial authorities left. The Congo actually had more working railways during colonialism than they had in the early 2000s. As they say, what did Zimbabwe use for light before candles? Electricity. I'm not a brain...
What did they use for light before candles? Electricity. They used to have electricity there.
Boomer to be into...
Then they kicked the whites out, now they have candles.
Instant karma or fuck around and find out type content. But the history of post-colonial Africa fits into that narrative, unfortunately. Keep in mind that unlike leftists, I am not basing my opinion on works of fiction. The display of hopelessness at every societal level shown in both films actually prompted me to ask the Africa question. What if it isn't just malicious outside forces keeping Africa impoverished, but also the common people as well? It was like the moment in the Truman Show when the stage light fell, a realization that something is up with the supposed doctor.
Yo, it took this dude watching just those 2 documentaries to realize this. He didn't realize this was like their history forever until now.
And rocket scientists from below the Sahara Desert. What perplexes me is that someone looked at these people and said, you know what Europe needs a lot of? As many of them as we can cram onto our...
You know what Europe needs a lot of? As many of these guys as we can cram onto our island.
Our continent. They say only importing infinite sub-Saharans will save the West from economic collapse brought on by low birth rates. But hold on, I think I heard that song before. 300 years back, North American slave owners said that if they weren't allowed to import and breed infinity West Africans in the South, the cash crop economy based on tobacco and cotton is going to collapse. That's because we're dealing with the same historical archetype of evil, the importers. A powerful group of people who, under the guise of a pragmatic economic justification, want to flood their countries with endless foreigners, impoverishing native workers, and making the wealthy even wealthier. It happened once, with patricians flooding Rome with war captives during the late
And we all remember how that went for Rome when they did it.
Republic. It happened twice with North American slavery, and
we remember how helpful that was for America, right? Because it helped us that much at all. We actually ended up learning an economic thing that it costs more to keep a slave than it does to pay a wage. Especially when you could pay low wages for these types of work.
Finally, with the current generation of bureaucrats dumping sub-Saharans into the West to save the birth rates. It is like a true Pandora's box that once opened releases loud black women into public space.
He said it's like a Pandora's box that once opened releases loud black women into the public space.
We no longer are dealing with a simple oddity, something that we can observe from a distance. No, this time the subjects are the people who, through the means of willful or forced importation, have found themselves in the West. We're entering the threshold of the inconvenience, where the black antics and shenanigans start to be felt by everyone, not just the black community itself. So why not start with the most notorious type? African Americans are a group whose ancestors got dragged out from the least developed place on the planet to arguably one of the most. The problem is the rural Southerners who became the main civilizing force.
That's true too. This is this, by the way, is the whole theory that what's his name swears by, black genius guy Thomas Sowell. He swears that it was because the slaves in the South were brought up by ignorant whites in the South, by Hicks, basically, or whatever they were called. I forget exactly what they used to call them down South, but they didn't speak good English and everything else. That this is where it was all passed down from. This is Thomas Sowell's guess on, or theory on what he believes led his people to act ghetto, or whatever you might want to call it. And not all of them, obviously, because not all black people are ghetto. Let's make that clarification, even though we shouldn't have to. It should be obvious, but
weren't the most civilized to begin with. The evolving African-American identity enveloped the worst aspects of white hick culture, such as blood feuds, a lackluster work ethic, pointless bloodshed being seen as masculine, and developed...
Yeah, because this was all common, I guess, of the Southerner at the time,
into an ongoing
like the Southern farmers or those that owned slaves in general on these plantations and such.
Tragedy, also known as modern ghetto culture. But how does this translate into reality? It's interesting how someone is able to turn an already bad situation into a terrible one. Escalating a misdemeanor into a full-blown felony or an even worse result is a hellish perspective. But it seems that black people, just like in other avenues of...
Yo, they do like an Olympics when it comes to turning like a regular traffic stop. You could tell like half these cops just don't even want to give them a ticket half the time when they see a black person, and then the black person basically lunges at them with a knife, or there's always some crazy shit in these body cams.
Life are overrepresented, notably in cases of giving up their life for a one-way ticket to Valhalla. However, it isn't all just about being short-sighted, but also about not knowing when to step back. The restaurant rumble, the drive-thru tussle, or the car...
Yeah, make dueling great again, right? We'd have a little bit of a problem, though, with these folks that like the duel already.
Carnival crews clash, all result from an inability to solve problems without escalation. Being stubborn and incapable of taking an insult without turning the whole venue into a battleground isn't a virtue. If there's one word in the world that describes contemporary black culture best, it definitely isn't polite. A lack of courtesy translates to a disregard of any societal rules that make the West be at all different from Somalia. Fortunately, ghetto
13% of our population, there should not be this mass amount of videos of them causing all this havoc all over the country constantly.
culture is here to bridge that gap by the means of the street takeover, cutting up traffic, the devious lick, and the Kia challenge. Why does every trend with black roots or a large black fan base have to revolve around being a nuisance to society? So it should be no surprise that this October marks the first time in 35 years when a rap song hasn't been in the top 40 songs list. People are starting to grow fatigued of the 80 IQ mumbling black man.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody noticed, but like people aren't buying the mumble rap no more.
Genre of music, but you'd be wrong to think this is just about artistic value. The vernacular, the ways of dressing, and demeanor have overstayed their welcome under the spotlight. But this topic warrants an update to the dichotomy. It's no longer what blacks did to the world, but what rap music did to black people. There was this particular type of person present throughout the West.
Yeah, exactly. You have to look into the past. This is not new.
The moral outrage alarmist, usually an old person who used to haunt the discourse by...
Yeah, you could call them, 13% of the wizards casting 51% of the spells. It's actually like more like 4% of the wizards, because you have to take into consideration, like, they have to be old enough. You have to take into the consideration it's mostly only wizards between the ages of 14 and 34, I believe, which makes it like lower than that. Maybe 3% of the wizards casting 50% of the spells. It's pretty crazy.
Saying that rock and roll is satanic, that video games cause violence, and that rap makes you murder people. During the era of millennial occupied culture, everyone...
Brooklyn Bounce, my man. What's up, brother? God bless.
Always hated these individuals for their supposed misunderstanding of it, but as Zoomers, we have to interface with the fact that these people were partially right. Rap completely one-shotted blacks because it made the most vile and socially corrosive form of expression the only mainstream aspect of our culture.
But who did that to rap, though? Because rap was not always gangster rap. It wasn't always drill music. That was like an intentional thing by the record execs and everybody else, bro, because there was a lot of other shit going on in rap in the 80s and early 90s until it became all just gangster shit, but
which we
that's another story.
Traditionally view as a monument to human achievement, but as we're slowly learning, it isn't always the case. In African American history, there's a notable shift where black culture stopped being just a product of poverty and became the thing that perpetuated it for generations to come. We have been told time and time again that welfare is meant to help integrate people who have been alienated from society. Is this the case? In the UK, only 1 in 10 Somalians are in full-time...
1 in 10. It's the same here in the US. 88% are on benefits.
Employment. In the Netherlands, almost €1 million are not just spent on a sub-Saharan, but forever wasted, since the only thing they do is extend the dysfunctional customs of their homelands onto European soil. Rightfully so, Americans might laugh at the uselessness of the European welfare state, but let's see what their social programs have been historically funding. The invention and continued creation of rap music.
For sure, bro. A lot of black people made a lot of great music, James, like the old soul music. So there's a lot of rap I love. I listen to rap all the time, but I don't listen to mumble rap. I don't listen to the garbage shit.
Weaves, not.
MRE fucks with like a little bit of drill rap. I think I don't really listen to no drill rap shit either.
The 9-volt battery, talking during movies, and
he said the 9-volt battery.
Race riots. The original purpose of social programs was to help people affected by unforeseen natural circumstances, but soon it started affirming a culture which hates everything about white society.
Yo, that's not CGI, that's not AI, that's a real picture, by the way, with this chick. She really did a class, all white people are racist, and then she put her PayPal at the bottom by the way. That's a real picture of a real fat black woman with a scowl on her face telling white people how bad they are.
Society, but still reaps its benefits. It's divine to see people who are net negative on the budget act like we owe them money. The fate of a medieval peasant whose taxes often consisted of a little more than a tithe to the church seems enviable to a life devoted to slaving away just to have your tax.
Wow, he's basically saying like back in the day, the life of a peasant almost sounds like enviable compared to today, where your social contract is you got to work and pay out to the state so they can spend your money on shit you don't agree with. And basically he's saying it goes to US aid, which is bullshit. We all know what they were paying for all over the world. The Dreamers, Dream Act, SNAP benefits, Medicaid, Social Security, Medicare. It all goes to Tai Chica, who's only 39 years old. You know, you got the Israel pack at the top there, U.S. and Israel. Then the Israel, like the sword, they always have that one. Bill and Shelley down at the bottom, the real boomers who are going to live in their RV and go Airbnb while Jose comes in. This is crazy.
Money given to Israel or a member of a perpetual societal underclass. So let's see at least what value we're getting in return.
I don't know if you saw the little short film thing I put up about the beeps, but I had to take it down. I was getting too much hate.
In 2017, 4 Chicago black teens kidnapped an 18-year-old mentally disabled white guy.
Too much people getting mad at YouTube. Yeah, did you hear about this where they took this mentally disabled kid, bro, and fucking kidnapped him and tortured him? This is disgusting too. This wasn't a hate crime though. Oh wait, I think they actually might have charged him with a hate crime for once on this.
They tortured him for 2 days, beat him, made him drink toilet water, scalped a part of his head, while constantly shouting racial insults at him. All 4 perpetrators received lenient sentences.
Oh yeah, and then they all got bullshit sentences, and then their sentences they didn't even carry out.
With 3 of them,
they all got out early,
serving less than half their time before being released. As they say, mercy to the guilty is cruelty to...
That is a great saying by Adam Smith, by the way. Mercy to the guilty is cruelty to the innocent. And that is the truth. That's the Christian way.
The innocent. But this is emblematic of a greater issue on American soil. Looking at the graph of black incarceration rates, you might notice that they started dropping around the year 2000. You might even think that this is because they stopped committing so much crime. And technically, you'd be right, because many acts that were previously deemed criminal activities, such as drug possession, petty theft, and looting, were methodically decriminalized and ignored. Many police departments have simply stopped reporting crime data, with many more submitting only partial statistics.
So all your crime stat data is all bullshit in the first place. Even your 5113 stat is bullshit in the first place. It's really much worse than this.
The classic FBI crime reports are no longer accurate for more than one reason. It is truly...
I don't know if you just saw that one, but they just showed, let me click back, for more than one reason. This is what I was
crime
talking
reports
about.
Are no longer accurate for more than one reason.
Look.
It is classic FBI crime reports are no longer accurate for more than one reason.
Look at what they have these guys listed as. Look. Lopez de Jesus Francisco, listed as white. Dominguez Toto Yanko Gabriel Artistes, listed as white. Martin Santiz Ruiz, listed as white. Flores Jorge Gorala Jorge Alberto, listed as white. Yes, he was, James, and yes, it is a great quote. And look at, and I've seen this before with lots of black people too, identified, classified as white in crime statistics. It's nuts.
It
you
is
can't really
over. The great American noticer and poet Ezra Pound once said that America is a lunatic asylum, but it's more like an open-air prison, where the general public gets to experience the consequences of not only leniency, but also an affirmation and encouragement of a dysfunctional ghetto culture. We're entering the realm of the image, also known as evidence that speaks for itself. At this level, fatigue is not only developed, but it is synthesized in a complex chemical reaction to create the first ever instances of white rage.
The first ever instances. Oh man, this is terrible. This Austin Metcalf case, this is a sad case, man. Got stabbed to death, and then they gave the kid $1 million who stabbed him.
These events usually become instantly buried by the media, but what is dangerous is they linger on in the memory of many. But let's not jump the queue so early. The civil rights era produced some of the most distinct moments of the 20th century. The whole movement is built on a series of images and symbols that have paved the way for its resounding.
Damn, I'm gonna have to pause this here, and we'll catch up on this the next time I come on, because I gotta meet some people today and do some things. But yeah, God bless everybody. Christ is King. Thanks for popping in and hanging out with me. We'll check the rest of that out later. But yeah, it's crazy, James. But thanks for hanging out with me early in the morning today. I might do a live later tonight even, and a movie or some shit even on Rumble. So to anybody who checked me out on Rumble, thanks for hanging out. Thanks, James. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate everybody who checks in and hangs out all the time. Anybody who checks this out later, replay crew, I appreciate you too. And if you can, anybody just drop in a little comment or whatever, a like, anything that helps in the algorithm. Could use a couple subs in here. That would probably help push the chat a little more, and then we can get the lives flowing a little better too. But yeah, God bless everybody. I appreciate you. Christ is King, like always. Be safe out there. Peace out.